Let's go on YouTube. This is Outlaw Killer right here. I'm doing a Hidden Arsenal, probably Hidden Arsenal 4, so updated my FABLED deck. So tell me what you guys think about it. Still running 3 Cruise, of course. I think it's a must right now in a FABLED deck to run 3 Cruises. They're the Monster Reborn of your deck. 3 Grimro. Grimro is your searcher. She's a very powerful searcher. Doesn't need to be any level specified, just as long as there's a Fabled on the name. The only downside is you need a Fabled card on the field, but that's not really a downside because you're always swarming the field with these Fabled monsters. I'm also running 3 Chawa. Chawa works more like a Tricky. You pitch a Fabled to special summon him. It's really good. It's really good to go into formula or whatever. Cerberus, running 3 of them. Throw it away, special summon it, level 2 tuner, very good. I like using this with Tricky and going into Arcanite. After that, trying to get a Kushino out and pop 2 cards and get a Leviathan out. Very cool. 2 Ganeshas. I really want to run 3. 2, it's not inconsistent at 2, but I could do a lot more damage if I'm running 3. 2 Nozuchi. You know I wasn't running this until I saw it in action against a mirror match, and I'm actually very easily going into level 9s with just discarding if you have the right cards in your hand. 2 Luris just for that extra 1 star, and 2 Kushino. I think 1, it's not inconsistent, but it I like to keep a discarded engine on the graveyard, so it's really kind of hard to stop this. 1 Galvus. You don't really need to run 2. 1 is enough. You might say it's a little too inconsistent, but then again, it keeps a discard engine, and it's pretty good. 1 Raven. You no longer really need to run Raven in a FABLED deck anymore. He's just mainly good for everything, really. He's still really good, but it's not needed anymore. 1 Cockatour. The chicken. So I keep hearing. Not much people like the chicken. I really do like it, especially if I have a Cerberus to pitch. I pop a monster, drop Cerberus, draw a card, special Cerberus, and go into Bionic there, usually right there. 1 Ruby Ruda. He's the next one to go. I mainly like him because he's a 4-star tuner. I do like the discarding ability and negating, but it's mainly the 4-star tuner thing. But with this new build, he's not really much of a plus anymore. 1 Dinara. I've had people tell me that he's too slow for the deck and I should take him out. So far he's done nothing but good. I've stopped Monster Reborns, Giant Trunade, and I'll get nothing but pluses from his effect. It's a 28 beater, and you just gotta get rid of a Fable monster. I just like pitching Lurie to get the shine of the hand, sacrifice Lurie for Dinara. It's really good. 2 copies of the Tricky. The Tricky works really good, especially with the discarding ability, and get a 5-star in the field. Very good. 1 Morphing Jar. I'm looking for a super. I know they're going kind of pricey right now, but I'm willing to do some fancy trading for it. So let me know. Morphing Jar is mainly for drawing power, because you kind of run out of a hand fast. I run 1 Honest, of course, it's a ban list. I have felt that he's really inconsistent at 1. By Fables, you rarely have more than 3 cards in your hand, so when you draw it, it's like, that's cool, you know, when you like top drawing. Still helped me out a lot, but at the same time, too inconsistent at 1. He's the next one to go. 1 Dandy, also the next one to go. People tell me, oh, you don't need Dandy, it's a FABLED deck, you don't really need it. It's done me bad in the past, so they fills out my whole field and I have no tuners out, which really kills me, but it's helped me out of stick situations before. That's it for the monster lineup. I have a lot of monsters in there. I think I have 30 monsters, if I'm not mistaken. So, for spells, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, just pretty much the 2 staples. Giant Trunade. You really want to run, Giant Trunade, just stable. Card Destruction, discarding and drawing engine. MST. I really want to run 2 MSTs, but I just need to find the roam. So tell me what I need to take out for it. 1 Pot of Avarice. I should really also run 2 of these. 1 Mind Control. I've come to find out, mind control is extremely helpful in this deck. I have, on my extra deck, I have every level from World 2 and jump into 4, and then 4 all the way to 10. So if I have a tuner and I mind control anything, I can literally go into anything. Especially if they have like a Stardust and then you mind control it, they're like, whoa, what are you doing with a level 8? Summoning a level 2 and get Leviathan. Oh, that's what I'm doing. Pokemon. It's good. It's really inconsistent at 1. I might throw in some mind controls, but for now, it's okay. Let's see, that's it for the spell lineup. For the trap lineup, all you really need is 3 Royal Decree. There are a couple trap cards that you could run that are really good, like Beckoning of Light and maybe Death Amulet if you really want to get really into what makes you discard and what you get pluses from both sides. But from my experience so far, Royal Decree has done nothing but good. Stops my opponent. I don't care if it stops me. That's all I run. So now that's it for my main deck. For the extra deck, I have 1 Leviathan. I was running 2, but with the new setup I have, I don't want to say too inconsistent. It's really not. Leviathan is really easy to get out, but I just need to make more room for stuff. Trishula, it's really easy to go into level 9. Trishula is just that extra oomph. Remove. If you've got if you're facing against a Lightsworn deck, you must run this. This kills Lightsworns. Fabled Valkyries. I was running 2, but I dropped it down to 1. New Fables are beast, so that not really that good. I wish you could say drop a Fable and draw a card. That would be extremely good, but it's not. 1 Colossal Fighter, staple pretty much. Stardust, staple. I'm running 1 Arcanine Magician. I love using this card, especially because I'm red tricky. So it's the only way to get him out tricky. I have 2, so it's not that inconsistent. Ancient Sacred Wyvern. I've gotten this guy up to 9,000 before. And if you get Ancient Sacred Wyvern and a Leviathan out, and he's open, that's the game right there. Swing for 3,000, swing for 51. Have not done that yet, but I'm really wanting to. Bryonic, he's like the god in this deck. Discard, bounce. Gaia. Not many people run Gaia, the Force, but I love running over Stardust with this. 2 copies of Fable Rajin or Rajin, whatever you want to call it. He's mainly for drawing power, and I just end up sinking him away. 1 Unicorn. Unicorn is a very aggressive card, especially if it's your turn and you can control what your opponent has in hand. Unless your opponent has something that makes them discard during your turn, you're like just negating everything. Swing, negate, effect, negate, spell, negate. Everything gets negated. Monster, effect, monster, and trap. Kodabi. Kodabi's more or less a defensive card. I've gotten 2 Kodabis out in a duel before and I have no hand when I'm just like top decking and it's like, oh, what do? You can only bounce it and remove it. And 1 Formula. Formula mainly is just draw an engine. I was thinking about running enemy controller since I'm running Formula. I'll try to sync it with my opponent's monsters, but I just like it for the drawn power and the fact that it's a tuner. But yeah, that's it for my extra deck. For my side deck, I have 3 Consecrated Lights. I'm mainly running just against a run into Gravekeeper. So I run a Gravekeeper deck myself, so I've seen the power it has against it. 2 Ambitious Gophers. This card's really good, especially against decks that, you know, they don't have hand half the time. No Man of Crossout. Worms, Gravekeepers, anything. Spirit Reaper. I don't have any defensive cards in this deck, except if you would say Dandy is a defensive card. So, yeah. 1 Lesser Fiend, unless I'm running into, I don't know. But Lesser Fiend just removes cards, so he's good. For me, at least. And 1 DD Crow. So, that's my Fable deck right now with the Hidden Arsenal 4 coming out. So, let me know, YouTube. Outlaw Killer out.